All right, shall we start? Shall we start this?
Shall we start?
Yeah, shall we start?
We shall. We shall start.
All right.
Been sharting.
I'll be going to
We
start.
shall.
I'm going to start and then I'm going to start.
Okay.
Welcome to Draft. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my dear friend and co-host, Preston Thompson. Preston, you're already giggling over there. How are you today, my friend? And what are you drinking?
I'm in a giggly mood today, Dan. You're the first other human beings I've interacted with in this whole day, and it's
Really?
It's 4 o'clock.
You haven't?
Yeah.
You haven't seen your wife today?
I've had a hermit day. You know, you need those every now and then, where you stay in and you're like, I'm gonna watch all the movies that are on my backlog. I'm gonna play some video games. I'm gonna start a new book. It's like a hermit day. I'm in control. You know, I need to feel like I'm in control for once. For once, just once. So that's it. And I'm drinking a gin and tonic.
Oh, nice.
Lauren went to her parents. She can't be around me on my hermit days. I get
okay?
easily agitated. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just easily agitated is all.
All right. Next week, we're going to be hearing more updates on Lauren and Preston's marriage, I think, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're having your hermit day, that you're sharing your time with us.
I know.
We are thrilled to be joined by our guest this week from Everyone's a Real Critic. Is it everyone or everybody? I can never remember.
Everyone's.
Which is it, John? Everyone's
a real.
Okay. I got it right the first time.
Yeah, you were good.
Everyone's a Real Critic. We are joined by John Wolfe. He's one of our movie go-tos. That could be a little sneak peek for what we may be drafting this episode. But John, thanks so much for coming on. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Daniel, Preston, always a pleasure. Preston, I didn't even know it was a hermit day. You could have fooled me. You look excited. You look ready. You look ravishing, as always. I didn't get the red memo for. I know this is an audio medium, but Daniel and Preston are wearing red. They match.
We do clips now. We do video clips.
You do, huh?
Yeah. So you got to
That's funny. You started the pod by sharding, and now you do. So what a day.
Nice. That's good. That's good, John. No one's going to get that joke because the sharding part was before we started.
Yeah, well, I wanted to let everyone know behind the scenes, the production meeting we had before
the magic
was
of
primarily sharding. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your contributions, as always, John. We're thrilled to have you.
Yeah.
Are you drinking anything for the episode today?
I am. I'm drinking coffee. It is 12:30 where I am, and not to shame anyone that starts drinking, before noon, but that just wasn't my vibe today. So a little coffee.
Well, it's afternoon, John. It's. You just said it's 12:30.
I did just say it was 12:30. You're right. So, man, a preview of what's to come.
Well, where are you, John? That it's only 12:30 because usually you're in New York City, right?
I am usually in New York City. I am currently in the heroin capital of the world, Portland, Oregon. So,
wow,
having a great time.
I didn't know that about lovely Portland. Is that on the sign?
Yeah, is that how they brand themselves?
Yeah.
Have they branded themselves the heroin capital of the world?
Yeah, they just changed the sign when you drive into Portland. It used to be a really beautiful, almost like a reindeer moose type sign, neon sign that lights up, and now it's just a giant needle, and that says "Welcome to Oregon" or Portland.
Got
I
it.
guess. Yeah. It's good times out here. Yeah, it's a real trip, as they say.
Apologies. Apologies to any of our Portland listeners. I'm sure that we have a few. So,
or meth heads.
Come on and deny it. I dare you.
Yeah.
Salute to our meth heads out there. We love you.
John, it's 12:30. Why are you being like this?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to rub Preston the wrong way on his hermit day. That's all.
Good luck. This show never gets me agitated.
It's too early for this behavior. Preston, why don't we just... this is a weird start of the show. Why don't we just get to what the hell we're drafting today?
Yeah. Today, we are rebuilding, or not, we're not rebuilding, we're building Knives Out 3 with 6 well-known character actors of our choice. I'm using the phrase character actor. I think that's appropriate for a movie like Knives Out. I think we should start by talking about these movies. I just Glass Onion for me wrapped 30 minutes ago in preparation for the show.
You just watched it.
I watched it this morning. I got it in right under the wire. I must say it's very good. It's not as good as the first one, but I'm just so happy that these movies exist and that they will actually try and be fun and not super thought-provoking and take themselves too seriously. That's my one piece on these movies, is I'm just glad they exist, even if they're not perfect.
John, you're the real critic. What is your take on the Knives Out movies?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for asking, Daniel. The great part about being a real critic is it doesn't really matter what you think, because no one's really right or wrong at the end of the day, because we just like to have fun. You know what I mean? So I love the movies, just like you, Preston. I mean, who doesn't love a whodunit, right? I mean, the first one was definitely better. The second one was great. When you were watching the second one, did you know who done it from the beginning, or did you figure? Were you surprised at the end? How did you feel?
I went into the first one with that expectation of I'm going to try and figure it out before everybody else. I think the second one is much more enjoyed if you don't consider that to be the point of the movie. Like, I wasn't trying to beat the people on screen. Maybe I'm just trying to make myself sound smarter because no, I didn't figure it out. But I wasn't really like pausing it and then I'm like, okay, if I can put all the clues together. They are good at like sort of hiding things and using little bits of dialogue that come back later and they were actually keys to the mystery and all that. So they're very good at that. But I mean, no, I didn't really consider that the whole point. Have you guys seen the early Clue? Like the 1980s Clue?
Yeah.
I still think that is the pinnacle to me of like these types of movies. I think I prefer that. And it's so wildly over the top that I think Knives Out could go back in that direction and have a real great time.
Let's just list every whodunit that any of us have ever seen.
Any Harlan Coben show, I guess. Safe, anything like that. Anyway,
I was kidding, John.
What about True Detective? That's a whodunit, right?
Yeah, not as
I don't
fun.
know. I never saw True Detective.
It's a little bit tonally different, but I think it's the same.
Yeah, Poker Face is great for any Knives Out fans. You should definitely check it out.
Okay. Well, we are working from a list for this cast, and actually the list did have Natasha Lyonne on it. It is from a BuzzFeed quiz where they come up with specific roles, and then you pick with 6 people for each role. We're going to ignore the roles. We're just going to pick 6 people from this list, and then we're also all operating with the fact that we all have Daniel Craig. So we're all picking our 6 peoples. So
we have seven total. Daniel Craig is the all-time quarterback, basically.
Yeah. We're picking the 6 people to work around Daniel Craig.
So you're not drafting a detective, really.
Correct. I mean, you could, I guess. Like, I mean, the first one has multiple detectives, right? You could take another detective.
There are a couple people,
But you're gonna have Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc as the lead of this film. And this movie is happening. Like, probably not the one we cast, but Netflix already has locked.
We're gonna sell the rights. Whichever team wins the Twitter vote here, we're gonna go shop the rights around.
Yeah, we'll at Netflix in the Twitter poll this time.
Perfect.
And our draft order, as determined, as always, by random.org, we have Preston has the first pick, I have the second pick, and John has the third pick. As always, snake-style drafts, so the order will reverse on even rounds. If we don't have any questions here, Preston, why don't you get us underway?
This is difficult. I think I'd rather be picking third. It's a little tricky to know where to start. I think I'm going to start with a potential villain, but with everything in this show, things will change as I fill out the rest of it.
Yeah, you don't got to lock it in right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want, in contrast to, small spoiler alert, but like the villain, we need a female villain.
Oh, I like that.
think so. We need a female villain.
Too many dudes.
Too many dudes.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to go with a big draw that's going to bring people into the theater. Coming off of a huge financial success in 80 for Brady, I'm going to take Jane Fonda.
Oh, that is...
Wow.
That is not where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah, me
That
neither.
was completely off my board.
Yeah. Did not even know she was on the list, to be honest.
I like Jane Fonda. I think Jane Fonda would play a good secretive villain. Villain type. Where maybe she's the initial suspicion, right? Because she's sort of mysterious and matriarchal and all that.
Yeah, like give me her.
Did you have Jane
what's her
Fonda on your
deal?
board, John?
No, I was being honest. I didn't even see her on the list. What do you think her deal is? Like, is she going after some kind of alimony, like some life insurance? What's she doing?
No, I think she's incredibly wealthy, successful, divorced, and she's going to have a conflicting relationship in the movie with her ex-husband who comes back into play, who I'm going to draft at a later time.
Ooh, okay.
Whether or not she actually ends up to have done it, I will decide later.
Okay.
But I
Cool.
think she's like a powerful presence on the screen.
I love it. Okay.
And I needed
she's an icon.
I needed a female villain, and I like the female villain to be a little bit older, and therefore, like, to me at least, a little bit more like intimidating, right? We're like, oh, she's got something up her sleeve. And that's who I went with.
Okay.
John's laughing at my logic.
Just imagining Jane Fonda as intimidating is all. That's just a funny picture. Off 80 for Brady.
Not off that movie, right? I mean, no. I don't think she's the most intimidating in 80 for Brady.
Listen, she is a versatile actress. Yeah, I think she could do it too. It sounds like you could have picked her with your last pick because I was not going Jane Fonda.
I guess so, but like it's
John
hard to
didn't
know.
that
Like
she was eligible.
it's hard to know who on this list like are your guys' favorites. Like how am I supposed to guess that? You know?
Oh, that's fair.
It's such a long list, so no one blames you.
It is a big list. It is a big list. Okay, well, I am going to go with the person who I think is maybe the biggest like star on the internet right now. He can do no wrong. He is coming off an absolutely massive HBO show. He is just in everywhere you look on the internet these days, and everyone loves him. I'm going with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
that was. Yeah, he was number one on my draft board. So well done, Daniel.
I had him high up there too. I just thought the women are a little thinner, and I wanted a good one early.
That's
there
fair.
There aren't a ton of women on the list who I feel like can play good and bad. You know?
That is probably true. I think my ideal image for what Pedro Pascal would play is someone who like fancies himself Benoit Blanc's kind of like buddy helper.
Oh, I like
but
that.
Really just gets in his way at pretty much every single step of the way. Yeah.
Maybe he intentionally sabotages along
maybe,
the way.
Maybe intentionally. Maybe intentionally is the twist. Yeah. I'm not saying that, but I think it'd be better if like that's like, you know, what the movie wants you to think, but then isn't actually true.
He's a daddy. Pedro is a daddy. I love it. Great pick, Daniel. Geez, gonna be tough to top that one because that was the clear-cut number one pick, obviously behind. Who'd you pick, Preston? Just kidding.
Shut up. The worst. The absolute worst you are.
I'm on for number 3 here, right?
Yeah, back-to-back picks here, John.
So I, outside of Pedro Pascal, was thinking in similar lines as Preston and trying to get a strong lead that would bring the charisma, would also be someone that is popular right now, get butts and seats because that's what you want, you know? So I'm going to go Aubrey Plaza with my number 1 pick.
Oh!
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well done.
And, well, she can be versatile. Yeah, no, that wasn't going to happen. Versatile. She can play many positions out on the floor. She can be conniving. She can be mysterious. She can be innocent. She can be goofy. So I think it's a multi-tool talent here on the team.
Yeah. She's having a big moment as well, isn't she? I know she was like kind of star of season 2 of White Lotus, which a lot of people really liked. And her whole vibe just fits
absolutely
so well. Like, I think of all the people that are on this list, the person that is most likely to be in the next Knives Out would be Aubrey Plaza. Yeah,
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah,
it just really works for the vibe of the movies. I love the pick, John. I have no complaints. I think she was my number 2 pick behind Pedro.
Same. All right. So I'm bringing up the round 2 here. This is where it gets tough now because, man, I think I also had this person in my round one, and I'm curious, what everyone else thinks. I'm going to go now with another, versatile actor. Can be sweet, can be, maybe a mentee type. I'm going to go Jenna Ortega with my number 2 pick.
Oh.
Interesting. You're really going on that internet clout right now. Yeah.
Really having a moment right now? No, but I think...
Big moment. Big moment for her.
What, you saying she's overrated, Daniel?
Watch? I haven't really seen anything she's in. I didn't watch Wednesday. It did nothing to draw me in. Have you guys seen it?
Lauren watched Wednesday. She said it was okay. Yeah. I think it's more like
she's good.
The TikTok stuff that's really throwing her over the top. Which I knew you wouldn't understand, Dan. You're just too old.
Yeah, it's true. I'm 30 now.
I know.
I'm 30 now.
Oh,
Happy belated, Daniel.
Thanks, John. I got a whole year older since the last time our listeners listened.
Ooh, yeah. Holy cow.
I know. And
you really
felt
show
old
it,
before
too.
That, you know?
Yeah.
It's tough. I know. I really do. I look horrible for my age. Thank God this is a audio medium until Preston pulled us onto the damn TikTok.
Yes.
One of the TikTok things that I've seen about Jenna Ortega is her having a moment with Aubrey Plaza, though. So they seem to have that built.
Great chemistry.
I would like to.
That's
see
what I'm going for.
How they work together in a movie.
Could
be fun.
Strong start.
I can't really speak to Jenna Ortega honestly. I've only seen like the viral stuff. I haven't seen her actually act in anything.
I'll tell you what. John is certainly diversifying the audience pull. Right. He's going to pull out the Gen Z crowd for sure.
Here's the problem, though. Did he not already hit that with Aubrey Plaza? Is he like harping too much on the same target audience with these picks?
I feel like Aubrey Plaza is a little closer to our age, Dan. I hate to.
Well, not in terms of age, but in terms of like, I think like she's appealing to the same demographics, though. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Why are you guys pinning women against each other?
God. Yeah, Dan.
Not.
How dare you?
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying. Listen, if anything, I'm pinning women too much together.
Grumpy old man talk. Here we go.
I'm saying they're the same because they're women. You got that all wrong.
Oh, okay. John. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I am going to go with another person. I think Aubrey Plaza was my number 2, but my number 3 is still on the board, and this is another person who I very much could see being in an actual Knives Out movie. We know he has good chemistry with Daniel Craig because they were in Logan Lucky together, which is like kind of a similarly vibed movie, which is like kind of like silly, irreverent, not exactly what you'd expect, kind of like a heist type deal. I'm going Adam Driver.
Nice.
It's a very good pick. Very good pick.
Great pick.
It's almost like 2 on the nose. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see him wearing the outfit that Chris Evans wears in the first one, the high turtleneck, and he's like having a glass of brandy or something. Like I see him playing that character very well.
Yeah, and he has glasses like at the very tip of his nose the entire movie.
If I saw an article that says Adam Driver turned down the Chris Evans role in Knives Out 1, I'd be like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense actually.
You wouldn't be shocked? Yeah.
No.
Great pick, Daniel.
Thank you. I think the reason he's a great pick is because he can play so many roles. He could be the guy who ends up being the villain. He could be the guy who ends up being the sweetheart. He could be the guy who ends up being anything. And that's perfect for this kind of movie because you want characters who could ultimately be anything by the end, right?
Right.
That's kind of what Knives Out does really well. So Adam Driver, in my opinion, a perfect fit, and I'm thrilled to get him in the second round.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No pressure here, Preston.
I know. I think I'm in a unique opportunity to take a couple. Like a
married couple?
Yes. I'm playing on screen a married couple.
I see.
And
Smart.
I think what you two have failed to realize is that young people don't go to the movies anymore.
Well, it's going to be on Netflix, though.
Yeah, straight to Netflix.
And in theaters. Simultaneous release.
Sure. Oh,
well,
right.
I know.
I just decided.
You're making.
I just decided. Yeah,
because I know Glass Onion was a limited release in theaters for like a month or so.
Yeah, like a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, these two have wonderful crossover appeal. I will say I've already ticked this box with Jane Fonda, but I'm going to tick it 2 more times. and I'm gonna get Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara.
Oh, that's really good.
That's great.
Together again, baby. Playing the off-ball couple that accepted an invitation to go hear about a timeshare, and instead they get roped up in a murder mystery.
Yeah.
I love the pick. It sounds like you're gonna run into a problem if the people that you're appealing to can figure out how to work Netflix in the retirement facility.
Yeah. This particular production is going to have a huge pension fund for sure.
No. Yeah. Young people love Catherine O'Hara,
right? I'm going on the Schitt's Creek clout,
Schitt's
right?
Creek.
Yeah.
He's jumping on the Schitt's Creek train.
Yeah.
How would you know? You didn't even know Jenna Ortega. Now you know what young people want, Daniel. You're all over the place.
Okay. People our age, I should say, not young people.
There you go.
Not
Fair
not
enough.
the. Okay. I mean, does Gen Z even watch Netflix? They pirate everything probably.
Well, I don't know about that, Dan. Come on. They're a group of law-abiding citizens.
They only watch TikToks.
Daniel,
YouTube reels.
Daniel, you sound so old.
You only have to pirate things when you can't afford them. They're still going on their parents' subscriptions.
Oh, yeah.
They're fine.
My parents still pay for my Netflix, so we're all good.
Yeah,
right?
shh. They don't.
Don't tell Netflix that.
Nobody tell them.
Yeah. Don't shut me down.
I had Catherine O'Hara on my S tier list. She was very, very high for me. I actually, strangely though, did not have Eugene Levy on my list.
It's sort of like take them both, or
Yeah.
maybe potentially don't take either. But I think both of them very much fit the Knives Out vibe. They could have very strong, kooky characterness.
What I would love to see is somehow where the movie somehow believably makes Eugene Levy the bad guy.
I think Eugene Levy and Jane Fonda are brother and sister. And I think Catherine O'Hara and Jane Fonda are, sister-in-laws.
Sister-in-law,
And I think that sets up a really interesting rivalry dynamic between Catherine O'Hara and Jane Fonda.
Okay. I buy that.
I'm going to have to draw out this family tree for the draft graphic this week.
We can all keep it under... what's the phrase? I don't even know. My brain's not working today.
What are you talking about?
I don't
Are you okay?
know.
Are you
Under
having
wraps.
a stroke?
Yeah,
Under the bridge.
I might be having a stroke.
Under the bridge.
No,
we can all keep it under the
no.
bridge, like John said.
So we can
Under
all
wraps?
keep it, under control? I don't know. I don't know what I was going for.
What
okay?
are you doing?
Let's just move on.
Get it together.
It's
Come
past
on,
his nap
man.
time,
We're
it sounds
moving
like.
on. Yeah.
I know.
Jesus.
Did you get your oatmeal this
Christ.
morning?
What are you
just
drinking, Daniel?
Oh yeah, I always redo that.
Are you drinking Ensure?
I'm drinking a tequila and Sprite. Yeah, Ensure.
With a little Metamucil mixer in there?
I was going to say, you're drinking
prune,
whatever is in those Jamie Lee Curtis commercials.
Prune juice and Metamucil, yeah.
Got to regulate your system.
I just was so thrown by the TikTok thing. I don't know. I'm still trying to recover. I'm just going to move on and make my pick. I like the Catherine O'Hara pick. Eugene Levy, I love Eugene Levy, but I'm a little more skeptical about how he fits in the role. I do like the idea.
But he
of him
can just
being the
do
brother,
Eugene
though.
Levy stuff, and that's a Knives Out character, right?
Maybe.
Like, you're not even really asking him to change that much.
Yeah.
In the sort of way you're also asking that of Jenna Ortega, right? She's just like really cool. And just like, just sit there and be Jenna Ortega. You'll be much cooler than everybody else on screen. And you'll be fine.
I will say this though. I think the thing I like the best about the Knives Out movies is when the actors play characters that are contrary to what themselves are. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Rather than just like being themselves on screen.
Are you doing this on purpose, Dan?
No.
Do you realize I said that exact sentence to you 2 minutes before we started recording?
Yeah. And I think
And
you're
now you
right.
took my point and regarded it on the airwaves.
I'm using it against you. I'm using it against you, yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
I think it's... Listen, I agreed with it,
one of the
okay?
meanest things you've ever done. I made a salient point, and you were like, well, here's what I think, dear listener. Everybody stay with me now. I know it's a wild one. Preston, I think this goes against everything you stand for, but here I go. You piece of garbage. Absolute garbage.
Listen,
This is the plot of Knives Out 2.
Knives Out 3, you mean?
Or Glass Onion. My idea's been stolen.
Oh, goodness gracious. Listen, it was a good point, and I agreed with it. And now I'm using it as ammunition against you. Okay? Because it's not my fault you're choosing to contradict yourself now when we're recording. It's not my fault.
What a scumbag.
What an absolute scumbag. Thank you, John. Thank you. I couldn't find the words, and you found them for me. Thank you.
Boy, old age has really changed me, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Really
You're relentless. God,
all right.
Next?
What's next is my pick here. And I do have to go. You guys are taking all of the strong actresses here. So I think I have to go with at least. Well, I can only take one. But which one do I take? I have a good list. I think I am going to go with. I'm gonna go Margot Robbie.
Damn it.
Nice. Yep,
Yeah,
good one.
I was really debating if I should have taken her at either 2 or 3 because I didn't think she was going to make it back around, and I really wanted her on the team. Because boy, do
Also
I need some
having a
young
moment.
people now.
You really need
Definitely
some young people. There are younger people than Margot Robbie left, but
There are, yeah.
but yeah,
You can do it, Preston. I believe in you.
I'll figure it out.
She's also having a moment right now. A little Barbie action.
Margot
gonna go
Robbie's
see
been having
Barbie?
a moment since Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not going to see Barbie. I don't think, unless
Why?
I mean, if I see Barbie, it'll be at home. I'm not going to go see it.
What's wrong with Barbie?
I'll just watch the clips on TikTok. It just doesn't excite me. Listen, in order for me to go to see a movie in theaters, I have to be like excited about it.
Well, all of us in America are agreeing to make the Oppenheimer Barbie trade with somebody. So you just need to find that person and say, "I'll go see Barbie with you if you go see Oppenheimer with me." And because they come out, I think, on the same day.
What is Oppenheimer?
You don't know Oppenheimer? Dan,
Come on, Daniel. Read a book.
have you been living on a nuclear bunker?
Listen,
Oh, good job.
the old. I wish you guys could see the eyebrows Preston just made it, John. Oh, listen! When you get old like me, you don't know all these movies that are coming out.
But you don't even know Oppenheimer? The name
No.
doesn't ring a bell?
It's like one of
wait.
the most anticipated movies for years.
What is Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer is the guy who nearly destroyed the world, Dan.
Yeah.
As told by Christopher
What?
Nolan.
I genuinely have never heard of this movie until now.
Jesus Christ, Dan.
Come on,
Do you know who the
Dan.
Oppenheimer
That's-
the person is?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, Dan.
Oh, okay. The atomic bomb scientist.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Isn't there a musical like company that's named something similar to Oppenheimer?
You mean Steven Sondheim? Steven
No.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah. That was it. Steven Sondheim, member.
No, I feel like isn't it like a brand of pianos or something?
Named Oppenheimer?
Yeah, you know, the Oppenheimer piano.
The Steinway?
Yeah.
The Steinenhopper?
Bosendorfer, I think, might be what I'm thinking of.
Bosendorfer?
That, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
very close.
you
Not
talking
too far. It's not.
I just Googled piano brands. And
Nice.
it's number 2. It's the number 2 piano brand.
What's number 1?
Yamaha.
Yamaha, nice.
And then
They
and
make
then
engines, too.
Steingraber and Sohn are number 7. So I maybe was saying one of those.
Maybe. Who's to know?
That's what I'm going with.
Who's to know? Who can get inside that little head of yours?
I've never heard of this film, and I apologize to those who I've offended by not having heard of it. I'm not a big Christopher Nolan guy, okay? Sue me.
I will. I will.
Luck. Good luck.
Okay. All right. You ready for my back-to-backs here, Daniel?
Okay, so John, yeah, just take one pick here, and then we'll take a brief halftime intermission. Be back for the second draft. So what's the final pick of the third round?
Of the third round, final pick here. I'm going to... It's been tough, honestly, to find someone here. I think I'm going to go with Tom Holland with my pick here. Yeah.
Do you feel like people are a little tired of Tom Holland?
God, I know I am.
I was just going to say, I don't think anyone could be tired of Tom Holland. I know that Daniel is just tired in general, it sounds like, in this episode.
Guy.
Yeah, he's just,
buddy.
But I like Tom Holland being here. I like that I have sort of Jenna Ortega and Aubrey Plaza also kind of, around in this scene, in this movie. I think we can get a lot of work done here, and I'm excited. And it seems like Rian Johnson really likes Marvel characters to be in his movie. We had Chris Evans, we had Dave Bautista in the last one, so I think Tom Holland can kind of bring that Marvel energy to this movie, and he can be like the standout Marvel character.
Yeah, the one thing. See, whenever I go to the movies, the one thing I really feel like is like, boy, I wish more movies felt like Marvel movies. I wish I could tie more movies that are coming out back to Marvel films. I just feel like there's not enough of them. So yeah, I like that pick a lot, John.
I sense that Daniel wasn't being totally honest with that assessment.
I people love Tom Holland, and I get it. I just have had enough of all the Marvel people. Oh,
Who's on your list, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Do I have any Marvel people on my list?
Who's on your list right now so far?
Pedro Pascal, Adam Driver, and Margot Robbie.
Pedro Pascal's going to be in Marvel, right? I mean, it's only a matter of
time. Well, every actor in Hollywood is going to be in Marvel.
Margot Robbie is DC.
Superhero.
So you get away with one there. And then who's the other one?
I think Adam Driver. Adam Driver. He'll definitely be in one.
Yeah, give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Okay, but you can say that about any actor. I think this is my theory that like the Marvel Cinematic Universe was only created to get every single working actor in Hollywood a movie.
I don't have any Marvel characters yet. I feel great about that. Although, pretty much everybody remaining on my list has been in a Marvel movie at this point. So.
Yeah, it's
I think it's a fine pick, but I will say, John, I feel like you're skewing very young here, and I mean,
just wait.
It would be a different.
I have another pick coming up right after the break. Stay tuned.
Ooh,
all right. Well, he did my job for me. We're gonna take a quick intermission break, and we'll be right back with the second half of the Knives Out sequel draft.
Do you want to take another go at the word intermission there, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm just going to cut there. That's way funnier than anything else you could have done. Dan, real quick, a little mini draft of Patreon perks that our Patreon subscribers get. Go ahead.
Ooh. Okay. My first pick is going to be getting ad-free episodes that also have bonus content that normal plebes never get to hear.
Well, the best thing we've ever done for our patrons, which I'm fine to get on second pick here, is the actual cocktail tasting that we did with Pat, you, and myself, where we put our money where our mouth is and we drank our actual cocktails that we drafted on the show. You've got to see that video because I'm a little ashamed it's out there, but boy, go find it.
Yeah, Preston keeps referencing that too. Like it's changed his life, that episode. So you got to check it out. And a big shout out to the people who are already supporting us on Patreon. We got Adriax, Sarah M. Prentice. I wonder who she's related to. Lindsay Sue, Ben Liska, Bobby Duggleby, Tim Votang, Shark Lady, Cody Glazer, and MC Prentice. Boy, a whole lot of Prentices on there. Shout out to the Prentice clan.
The Thompsons got to step it up.
Yeah, we really got to get on that. But yeah, thanks so much to everyone who supports us on Patreon already. You guys aren't hearing this ad, so I don't know why we even did this bit. But, if you want to know that other people are hearing your name next time, join us and support us on Patreon. We'd love you a lot. Okay, we are back for the second half of the Knives Out sequel cast draft. John, you're up with the first pick of the fourth round.
All right, first pick, fourth round. You guys were accusing me of being young, so I'm going to take a step in. I'm not going to say old, but I'm going to say a more seasoned, wiser, more experienced direction. I'm going to kick off the fourth round with Meryl Streep.
Interesting.
You're going to have to sell me on what you see for Meryl Streep. Here.
Agreed.
Ticket sales.
Dollar signs,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, because Tom Holland and Jenna Ortega aren't selling enough tickets for you.
Great point.
Well, so I was between Meryl Streep and another actress that I think is really talented, but I think would be, I think the character that I would want them to play would be a little bit it would be too much. Like, so I went with Meryl Streep because, you know, I was thinking when you first brought this up to me, Daniel, like the best part of these movies is that the characters kind of play opposites of who they actually play in real life. So I think I wanted to do Meryl Streep and make her like a little bit more goofy, kind of more bumbling, almost like a certain actress that's on this list that's also in a White Lotus TV show. That's kind of how I saw her, like more aloof and bumbling around, which would be funny to see Meryl Streep do that.
Are you alluding to Jennifer Coolidge?
I think he was.
Look, I don't know.
Okay.
They're still on the board, so I don't want to give too much away.
I mean, you just clearly gave away who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I like that Preston didn't come after me for stealing the same line that Daniel said about why this is so great.
We've already been down that road, John.
We've
You're
done
just
it.
recycling bits now.
I've now
I
realized
just
that
wanted to
nobody
get in
owns
on it.
anything in this world, right?
I just wanted to get in on it, you know.
I am not sold by the pick, honestly, with your sales pitch. Listen, Meryl is considered by many to be the greatest actor of all time,
And why would you turn that down?
and certainly has warrants at least being in the conversation for that title. But I have a hard time seeing her being anything other than Meryl Streep in a Knives Out type movie, and I feel like that would be difficult to get past for me. She's bigger than the film, and I think she wouldn't be able to not be bigger than the film. And all the other actors you see in Knives Out movies are not that way. Regardless of how
they're an ensemble. They make an ensemble, and I don't know that
Yeah.
Meryl Streep would be able to fit into an ensemble through no fault of her own, because she's just
Wait.
she's too present.
big.
She's too big.
Isn't Meryl Streep in 80 for Brady?
No, what are you talking about? It's Jane
No.
Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and others. Hold on, I'm amazed I didn't know this.
Our researcher is
Jane
looking it
Fonda,
up.
Rita Moreno, Sally Field, and Lily Tomlin. Oh, and an appearance
Okay.
from Tom Brady. Imagine that.
Well,
I think
you
Blanc is
know,
in it too.
you know how I feel about Meryl Streep being in this is that, you know, the fun thing about these types of movies is sometimes not every actor is in every scene, but the actors that are in their scenes steal. There's always a scene stealer in every one of these movies, and I think Meryl Streep could play that role. She could be the person that's killed early. She could just be the person that sort of is around at the wrong time. I'm really in on Meryl Streep, and I don't think you're giving her a fair shot.
Okay, you actually brought me around. If you kill Meryl Streep in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, I'm on it. I'm in on it.
Let's just be clear. I'm not killing Meryl Streep.
No.
In the movie, she could. Yeah. I just want to get that clear.
I unfortunately for you, I think that's the best role that she could have in a Knives Out movie, is her dying very early.
And hey,
Yeah.
tickets. I'm there. Views, eyeballs, streams.
Do you have an update for us, Preston?
Well, yeah, I don't want to do John's job for him by promoting his own show, but 80 for Brady does fit his criteria of everybody's real
It does.
critic. So I would like to come on for that episode whenever you guys do 80 for Brady, so that I
got
have
it.
an excuse to watch this movie. I would love to.
We'll lock you in. We'll lock you in for
yeah.
that. Hey, and look, Daniel, if you had a football team, wouldn't you want Tom Brady to be on there? You know what I mean?
I think Daniel's the exact wrong person to ask that question.
Yeah. And John knows
I've
that,
never
too.
seen any other kind of hate for Tom Brady that Daniel has. It's unmatched by the rest of the known world.
Yeah.
whatever.
You know what? Another movie that apparently very much fits the everyone's a real critic requirements is the new Mario movie.
Oh, I know. I can't wait.
It's got 50% critic, and then last I saw, 92%
96%
audience.
or something?
Yeah,
That's
up in the 90s
nuts.
audience. Yeah.
People are saying it is one of the most emotional movies
The greatest
of all
movie
time.
of our times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what people are saying.
Yeah, right up there. I've heard a lot of people mentioning the same breath as Sophie's Choice, taking it back
Yeah.
to the Meryl Streep
Interesting.
conversation.
I've heard it could cure world peace. It could solve for so
Wait,
many
wait,
issues.
Pure
in
world
society.
peace back into World War.
Yeah.
It's such a
Cure
controversial
this
film.
naive notion that we have of world peace.
Yeah.
Would send us
Grow
back.
up, people.
Yeah. Peace is a disease. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy.
Man. Sometimes
Boy.
I wish we titled our episodes different stuff so that we could call this one Peace is a Disease. And then people are like, what is this draft about?
Yeah, good luck with that one, John. I'm just going to go ahead and move on from that, I think. I am going to go... Let's see, do I go the person that I really want in the film because I love her, but maybe have a more difficult time finding a role for her? I don't think so. I think I'm going to go the person that just fits very well in my mind into a Knives Out movie, and that is Florence Pugh.
Nice.
Wow. That was a good
Makes a lot of
pick.
sense.
But you don't love her.
I've not seen a ton of Florence Pugh movies. I do like her. I don't want to give away who I was talking of because I am hoping maybe she'll make it back around to me with one of my last couple picks. But Florence Pugh, doesn't she just seem to fit perfectly of like the young woman archetype that we see in the Knives Out movies to this point, like the Ana de Armas in the original kind of role, just like very lovable no matter what she does type.
Yeah, I totally buy that.
Yeah. She's been in a lot of badass movies, though. So it's kind of hard to see her. Like, Ana de Armas was in Knives Out before she was in a couple of action movies. And so I wonder if I would look at her differently if I saw her in Knives Out after. Florence Pugh's been in a lot of action movies, and I wonder... But she's also been in more dramatic roles, too. But
Little Women.
What'd you call her? I think... I like the pick. I think she could be in there. I'd be curious to know what you kind of envision her sort of character being in the movie.
I think she is my vision of Florence Pugh is that very much the Ana de Armas type, not main character because that's Benoit Blanc, but kind of the the good character that you latch onto as the one you're most likely rooting for throughout the duration of the movie. That's how I envision my
the
Florence
Janelle
Pugh.
Monáe, the Janelle Monáe character as well.
The Janelle Monáe, the Ana de Armas. Yep, exactly.
I gotcha.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I hate you, John. I want you to know that. All right, Preston, you got back-to-back selections. It's not true, no. I love you.
This is tricky. But I think I'm gonna take the character that I see as potentially the daughter of Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, and it seems to very much fit their vibe, and is also just very funny on screen, carries a lot of gravity on screen, but doesn't pull the camera too much like a Meryl Streep will. And I'm gonna take Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Daniel, was that your other pick?
No, it was not my other pick.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit of a deep cut, but I'm
pick.
sort of trusting our audience to know what I'm feeling here. That I think she fits the vibe of this movie well.
I love that pick. Great pick.
Thank you.
I don't know that I've seen Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Does she do an American accent?
I thought about that. Would it be easier to teach Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy a British accent instead?
Ooh.
Which one of these is easier?
They could just have weird accents, just random ones, and it works.
Also, it could be
Finland,
an adopted daughter. Could be an adopted daughter.
An adopted daughter when she was 16 and had spent the first 16 years of her life in England developing her English accent.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely
she
right.
and Jane Fonda could be twins. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. John's got it right on.
Don't.
I do like the idea
Adopted.
of them all being from a different country though, so they all are doing a non-native accent. If they're all Finnish or something, would be probably
great.
kind of fun. Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking with my fifth here It's dangerous because I haven't gotten the role that Daniel just filled. I'm not going to fill it here. I want another strong character actor who can play 5 different people at the same time. And there's nobody better than that, than Ke Huy Quan, who just won his Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, right? In Everything Everywhere All at Once, where he plays literally 5 different characters at the same time. So I think this is perfect. I don't see him as having any relation to any of the other existing characters I have.
You don't say.
I don't know what. I don't know what his job is. I don't know why he's there.
I love the pick because you're gonna tap into the sweetheart of America, Ke Huy Quan, and
yeah,
the
I'm
sweetheart
definitely
of the world,
capitalizing
really.
on the moment here, right?
Yeah,
he's having a moment for sure.
He's having a moment, but I like it because it seems like he could be versatile, and it seems like he could play that just off the wall kind of character, just that wild card that you're looking for in this type of movie where you really have no idea what that person's deal is.
Well, and he could, like we've seen in both movies so far, he can make the pivotal character switch halfway through. Both of these movies have somebody playing somebody completely different by the time you hit the midway point, and that's what I'm looking for.
Great pick.
I like to pick. And listen, no one's going to be upset about you taking Ke Huy Quan. You know, like everyone loves him. So just seeing him on the list is going to be just huge. For getting votes is going to be nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I kind of am tempted to take someone just for a cameo. Do we think that goes too against the nature of this draft?
I think that's up to you. This is sort of like when we drafted our ice cream sundaes, right? And you're like, I just want a little bit sprinkled on top. I don't want there to be a ton. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to take Keanu Reeves.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Do you remember the last project that Keanu Reeves just had a very light cameo in? I believe they had to issue massive refunds for Cyberpunk 2077. And it was a huge commercial failure.
This isn't a video game, but have you seen Always Be My Maybe, which is a Netflix film?
No.
Yes.
It's an Ali Wong, and I can't remember the name of the actor, but it's like a rom-com.
Randall Park?
Randall Park, yes, thank you. And Keanu Reeves has, like a 5-minute cameo in it, and it's the only memorable part of the movie. He's so unbelievably good and funny in it. And I think a similar role. And you could do more than 5 minutes in a movie like this. Like you could have him be, kind of like a recurring minor character or something. And just the fact that he's Keanu Reeves doing this role would just make it hilarious. I think would fit the vibe of a Knives Out movie in a really perfect way.
Okay, I don't hate that.
Good, thank you, Preston.
You're welcome.
That's very kind of you to say. John, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, yep. Okay. No, I'm kidding. I like it. It's a good cameo pick. I think it's a good cameo pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just saw John Wick 4, Dan, when you were here.
We did.
I think part of the reason this works as a cameo is because if that movie taught me anything, it's that he wouldn't be capable of having more than 3 lines in a row. I think he receives his script in 1 page every 20 minutes increments.
Honestly, I'm picturing maybe even like where he has a no spoken lines role or something.
That's interesting.
Like just his pure presence.
You know what you got to do, which is the new trend, is he's got to play himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They've got to host the murder mystery or something at his house or something, and he shows up at the end, and he's playing Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. That's good. I think there are a lot of really fun things you could do with it. Yeah, and also in the Always Be My Maybe, he is playing a version of himself.
Oh well, there you go. Yeah.
I love that idea. He is hosting, and he just has to go out for a beer run, so he leaves, and then the whole thing happens while he's gone, and then he comes back.
He could also be the one that's murdered. I think that would actually be a great.
Yeah. That would work really really well too. Yeah, Keanu. But it's not the character that Keanu's playing. Keanu Reeves is the one who gets murdered.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I like that a lot. But yeah,
That could be,
lots
it
of
could
fun
be
opportunities.
Keanu Reeves got murdered, a Knives Out mystery. That's the name of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, John.
All right, man. This
It's
is
time
tough.
for your final two picks, my friend.
I know. I've been thinking about this long and hard. Just how do I want to end my draft here? And because there's so many good Knives Out type characters in this list. So I think I want to go with my kind of weird Edward Norton type character that's a little all over the place, but then I also want to go with someone who's the cool, suave kind of guy. It's just really hard for me. So I think what I'm going to do with this pick is I'm going to go Oscar Isaac. Just solid
Nice.
mid-range.
Ooh.
Solid mid-range, handsome fella, versatile. I think he kind of fits well in this cast that I put together of Aubrey Plaza, Jenna Ortega, Tom Holland, Meryl Streep. I think I like the way he fits in what I'm putting together here.
I'm
have two
going to say...
questions.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead because my two questions have absolutely nothing to do with Oscar Isaac.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I think you missed the Oscar Isaac moment. I think it was like 3 years ago. He came off. What was the Ex Machina? He was in 3 Star Wars that everybody loved, especially his character. Everybody thought was great, and no notes on those. Moon Knight was not super well received, so I don't know. I think you've sort of missed the hype train on Oscar Isaac. It was a couple years ago.
Wait, before you go, Daniel. I wasn't picking him for the hype train necessarily. I was picking him for acting ability, and I think if we were just if we were talking about last movie, like Edward Norton hasn't really had anything in a while. Leslie Odom Jr. hadn't had anything in a while. Ethan Hawke was
Besides
there.
the most Tony Award-winning musical of all time, Leslie Odom Jr. had that.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, overrated, right? Anyway, but yeah, I think
I'm glad you said it, John.
I had tapped into enough of the TikToks, as Daniel would say, people, and I was just kind of rounding out my crew here with Oscar Isaac. I think he's like,
okay.
I don't want to offend him if he's listening. I know he's a friend of the pod, but he's like a Pedro Pascal-ish, charismatic daddy, zaddy guy.
Budget Pedro Pascal.
Budget. You said it.
All right, Dan. Hit us.
Yeah.
Okay. John keeps saying Aubrey Plaza. Is it not
Plaza?
Plaza? It's Plaza.
It's Plaza.
It's Plaza.
It's
for
Plaza.
Sure. John's wrong.
But that's my
frankly,
Floridian.
And frankly, he's being rude.
Yeah, it's Plaza, and it's my Floridian accent.
That Florida
of Plaza.
accent.
Yeah, it's Plaza.
Plaza.
You know what I mean? That's my gringo.
That checks out.
Does do Floridians have an accent?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so, right?
No. I mean,
The accent's just bad? Like, you guys are just bad?
well, people, like, depending on
Yeah.
where you're from in Florida, you can have different accents. But I wouldn't say that there's a Florida accent. No.
Gotcha. Do you guys think I have a Georgia accent?
No.
I
Yeah.
don't think so either.
I did.
Yes, okay.
No, you don't. Okay, let's get back to the actual draft now, shall we? John, it's time for your final pick.
Yeah. So after Oscar Isaac, I'm in between 3 here, which
Okay.
makes it tough for my
That does
final
make it tough because you only have one pick
position.
left. Yeah.
Yes, that is true. So I think with my final pick, I'm gonna go Brendan Fraser.
Oh, that's a good one. I
Boy,
love that.
talk about buying into the moment. My God.
Yeah. Well, you got Ke Huy Quan, who is sort of the world's sweetheart right now, and I think Brendan Fraser has kind of captured the hearts of people everywhere with his story and his latest Best Actor award-winning chops. So I think having him in the movie will be great. He could play the villain. He can be like a cunning character, but he could also just be there having fun, being reckless. I just got fun energy in my cast right now. Fenergy. And I'm really all about it.
Fenergy?
Yeah, fun energy, Daniel. Look it up.
I think Funergy I think Funergy would have been a lot better. I got to be honest.
No, Fenergy.
Fenergy sounds like you're talking about fennel.
I might be. It's a great root.
Is it? Okay, are we pivoting to a root draft?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
best
in my
roots.
top 3 roots. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
my
take
top three.
the Roots, the band The Roots. I get questioned up that way.
I'm gonna take
That's a good one.
hair roots because they're very important.
I'm going to take I-95, number 1.
Ooh,
Pretty
not Route
good.
66, not Route 66.
Yeah, not 66. I feel like that's a little bit of a miss on your part.
Yeah, that was a miss. Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna take root for the home team because it's the best line to sing in that song. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Well, those are good roots. Yeah, we'll file that one away for a full draft at another date, surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the Brendan Fraser pick. Yeah, he definitely is having a moment right now, but a long time coming moment for Brendan Fraser. So
Yeah.
I
Yes.
say anything that can make the moment continue for him, I'm on board with.
Also, it's
And yeah,
only
you-
a certain amount of time while all of us collectively can be happy for somebody before
Yeah,
they're
right.
completely ruined. So
true.
we gotta capitalize on that now while it's possible.
I know.
Next thing you know, I'm gonna come on the show. It's one of the scariest things in my life where I'll come on the show and I'll be like, yeah, I'm just such a big fan of whoever the
Yep.
Colts draft the quarterback, and then Dan's gonna
Yeah.
go, oh, Preston, did you hear?
You haven't heard? You haven't
heard? Oh my God, Preston, just Google Bryce Young murderer, and then
Yeah.
see what comes up.
He's the most
God damn, please don't
despicable
do this to
human
me.
on the planet.
I will. I feel like Brendan Fraser is safe. I think. I don't
hope
think
so.
we have
For
to worry
now.
about Brendan Fraser.
For
Yeah,
now.
at least for now. At least for now.
Nobody's
never really
safe
know,
in
I
this
guess.
woke world of ours.
I know.
Boy,
That was weird. I shouldn't have said that.
I know.
this has been a
Even
weird show.
green M&Ms aren't sexy anymore, am I right? Jeez.
I know, man.
What's the point of living if I don't want to fuck my M&Ms? You know.
Especially the green ones.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try to make my last pick here.
Yeah, good luck.
I also, like John, I'm torn between a few different ones. I don't know.
Stinks because you only have one spot.
I know.
left, so-
It really is tough. I really was sympathizing with you there, John. I see a person I think would be good that is maybe like a little underappreciated, so it wouldn't resonate with voters as much. Maybe that would be like the snot-nosed kind of like younger guy.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Do
And
you?
I think you should take it because I think it's a good pick, and I think you'd be
I
capitalizing
think so.
on it.
I think I do too. Should we try and guess it?
Yeah. Why don't you guess it?
Wait, no,
you
John,
go.
don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. He's gonna wait, and if we both say the same thing, he's gonna take it, even if it wasn't his choice. There's no honor system.
No, there's
Should
not.
we?
There's not.
Should we?
We should
On
write it
three?
down and mail it to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah. Write
Yeah.
that. Mail it. Snail
a
mail.
box. Yeah, I'll mail you a box with a very intricate
Yeah.
way to open, and then within the box will be a note that has my guess on it.
Right. But then I could go, and John alluded to this person earlier, and no one's taken her yet, kind of like the bumbling, just
Yeah.
agent of chaos, which I think would really be a good compliment as well. But I think Pedro Pascal can give me that, so maybe I don't need more of it. And then also just like, you guys have capitalized on this a lot. Well, Pedro Pascal applies this too, but just writing the moment. This person that I love, but I think I'm just going to go for pure fit and what I think makes the most sense to compliment my cast. I'm going to take Kieran Culkin with my
Nice.
final
Yep.
selection.
That is
one
what
of
my guess was.
last three.
Yeah.
That was one of my last.
Yeah,
three
I
that
think
was
this is a
struggling
good
with.
pick, Dan. You're
Thank you.
you're buying low, selling high on this one. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to take the niche actor and I'm going to sort of break him out of his shell and put him in a new project, and you're really going to it's going to be great
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Well, and people love the show
Succession. Yeah.
which he's a big star of. So I know he can play that role well, and I think it would fit well. And what are you laughing at, John?
I think John's. You said that like an old person. I think is the look he's giving.
Yeah, Daniel.
Did I say it like?
You know the show.
People love that show.
You
What's
know,
it called? The Succession.
the people are really talking
I've
about
heard
the
he's
Succession.
real. And listen, it's not for me. It's not for me, but that's okay. That's okay, but it's not for me.
I have always talked like this.
It's just a shame that they can't tell that story without all the crude language.
I know, right? Gosh.
God, what has happened to TV these days?
Oh,
If they had said that kind of stuff on I Love Lucy, oh man, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
It would be a disaster. You don't think they're talking about Rupert Murdoch, do you?
Not poor Rupert.
Oh,
No,
goodness. Yeah, when
be.
are we going to start protecting Rupert Murdoch?
Okay, Dan, this is a very good pick.
Thank you.
He really,
Great pick.
I don't know if you've watched Succession, but really all you need him to do is come do his character from there on.
Yeah.
Your Knives
No,
Out movie.
I have seen Succession. That was my
then-
inspiration for that.
Then this will be totally fine. He doesn't even have to
Yeah.
change a thing.
Yeah.
It was a great pick.
All right, Preston. Final pick of the draft.
All right, Dan. You know how we have names for things now sometimes on the show, like the meaningless pity vote, the MPV.
Yeah.
I need you to name this phenomenon that seems to happen on this show most of the time when we do drafts, which is Preston spins a pick to follow his heart and not his head. What is that called? Is it called like pulling a Preston or what?
Yeah.
I mean, I can give you some time to ruminate.
We call
this is
it
one of those.
the Preston close.
The Preston closer. We're gonna do a typical, good old fashioned Preston closer.
Poser.
Okay.
A poser. We're gonna do the poser. I need especially with all of these people who are a good bit older. I need somebody who can bring youthful energy in and who can be my Ana de Armas, as Daniel noted earlier.
Yeah.
And who just sort of naturally exudes chemistry on screen, who maybe is in need of another big project, leaving a very successful television show, just like your Kieran Culkin pick there, but a little more charming, good old American boy. And I'm going to go with Steve Harrington, otherwise known as Joe Keery from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The women love him. The men want to be him. I think he's the guy for the job here.
Has he ever been in anything else, really?
I
Stranger
have
Things?
not seen him in anything else, but I'm gonna.
That I don't ask that as a criticism. I ask that as like a fun opportunity kind of thing. Because I feel like not Stranger Things, but Knives Out is like a great vehicle to have like a younger actor be in something that we haven't seen them as before. So I like it.
He was in Free Guy, that Ryan Reynolds video.
Oh yeah,
movie,
I never saw that.
It was okay, and then he was in a kind
of
of B-level horror movie called Spree. Those are the more recent ones. I think everything else is a little older or not as popular. In both of those, he was not a lead. I would be pushing him into a lead role here because I think he's capable of it.
Yeah, and I don't want to make roles for you, but I kind of would like to see Joe Keery as a relation to Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, maybe more than Phoebe Waller-Bridge, if you can shuffle some things around.
I think you're right. I think Phoebe Waller-Bridge is not... Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Ke-Huy Quan are going to be like the two wild cards that are sort of thrown into this. The person hosting the Edward Norton character is Jane Fonda, and then the family is Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, and Joe Keery. And I think Joe Keery is going to develop the connection to what's the detective's name again? Jesus, I just watched
Benoit
Blanc. Benoit Blanc. Thank you. He's going to develop the connection to Daniel Craig, and then see the movie forward from there. So I think that's what I'm going with.
I like that. Well, so that's all of Preston's team. Just to reiterate, he has Jane Fonda, Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Ke-Huy Quan, and Joe Keery. I have Pedro Pascal, Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, Florence Pugh, Keanu Reeves, and Kieran Culkin. And John ends up with Aubrey Plaza, Jenna Ortega, Tom Holland, Meryl Streep, Oscar Isaac, and Brendan Fraser. Take a quick break and be right back to break those teams down in just a minute. Okay, let us move on then to our usual post-draft questions. Those extra bonus questions for our patrons only. Please do consider supporting us on Patreon. We appreciate all of you who already are. What was the worst pick of the draft? Preston, why don't you start?
Well, in hindsight, it's Jane Fonda, right? Let's just be honest. Especially if I had known or had the idea of or just like had confidence in my ability to get Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara as my back-to-backs, then Jane Fonda sort of feels like additive and not like the quality that you want out of a first-rounder. I still think she's going to bring a lot to the cast, but as she does not fit the criteria of a first-round, first overall pick. Pedro Pascal was clearly the better direction.
All right, so if we can't pick that one, who was second worst? I'll tell you to buy you guys some time to think about it. I think the pick I liked least, honestly, was Meryl Streep.
Interesting.
Okay, fair.
And now John did bring me back around when he said, like if she gets killed, like I think that would be fun. Like you put someone that's bigger than the movie and then kill them right away. I think that would be kind of funny. But I think that's really the only way that Meryl Streep would work in a movie that fits the vibe that I want for Knives Out. To be honest.
I think that's right. It does sort of lock her into like she can't be on screen too much because she's going to pull too much attention.
Mm-hmm. Daniel, can you remind me your picks again?
Yes.
Just so we can pick one and really.
You're just going to pick one?
Yeah,
No.
Pedro Pascal.
Not that one.
Okay.
Adam Driver.
Not that one.
Not that one. No.
Margot Robbie.
No, can't do that one.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh.
No,
Okay.
Probably can't do that one.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, but with the
the asterisk that he's a
caveat.
cameo.
Yeah.
And then Kieran Culkin.
It's a good team,
All right.
Dan.
Well, no one on your team.
It's a good team. It's a good team.
And taking Jane Fonda out of it makes it tough,
it does
too.
feel a little samey to me. I guess would be my only complaint is it feels like you're doubling up on a couple archetypes. But as we've said, as a very wise man noted, these movies are great when they play against their archetypes, right, guys?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Daniel did say
no
that.
telling what you could do. Daniel did say that, and we all love him for it. But there's no telling what you could do. But I will say, just on the surface, it feels a little samey. I'm not so confident in it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I think that's fair enough.
If I had to stretch and just pick something, I would maybe say Eugene Levy.
That's on my team. That's on my team. You were supposed to pick somebody on.
Oh, my bad. Probably Pedro Pascal.
Yes, yeah, dude. That did suck. Wait, Daniel, you didn't hear?
Him, right?
You didn't hear what Pedro Pascal did?
Oh no.
He's kind of like past his moment, you know what I mean? Like, he did have two of the most popular TV shows airing at the same time, but
I
just like, I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't see
that's
the
fair.
appeal.
That's really fair. All right. And I feel like we all alluded to people who we didn't end up taking. So who were some people that were on your list that you had wanted to take and just ended up not for whatever reason that may have been?
I very much considered taking Sadie Sink, who plays Max on Stranger Things, just so I could put her with Joe Keery, who plays Steve Harrington on Stranger Things, because I just feel like they'd be great together. I clearly like that show. But I think the actual answer here, and maybe who I should have taken first instead of Jane Fonda, knowing how my team was going to end up, is Mads Mikkelsen to play the villain.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I mean, just so
Is
clearly,
he villainy, though?
that guy's the villain. The twist would be him not being the villain.
That
would
be
the twist that comes
funny.
in. It's like, what do you mean
would be
it's me?
funny.
What kind of assumptions are you making about me just because of my heavily scarred face? No. How dare you? But he would be so menacing that I think we could have some fun with that.
I had quite a few. I had Jennifer Coolidge. No one ended up picking her. She was definitely on there. I also had Angela Bassett on my list. Nicolas Cage was on my list as
sure.
If it worked out, I wasn't sure exactly when I first put my list together where I was going to be drafting wise. And so I didn't really feel that I had the ability to pick a Keanu Reeves because so I just kind of he was on there, and then Barry Keoghan from Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel, that you will soon find. He is a scene stealer. I had him on my list. Yeah.
He's very good in that movie for sure. I don't know what else I would know him from, but
Fantastic Beasts.
I didn't. No, not my thing.
What?
I don't support that kind of hate like you, John.
Isn't what else? I feel like isn't he in?
The B in my name stands for bigot. So.
Wasn't he? Yeah, he's in Dunkirk as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Did anybody
I had
consider
a couple more too? But...
Did anybody consider taking Kermit the Frog?
That was a bizarre.
I thought about it, especially when I got Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara. I was like, I could take Kermit,
just lean into it,
and really just like change the whole vibe of what's going on here.
Number one pick, Kermit.
I like the idea of Kermit being the assistant to Benoit Blanc.
But not playing Kermit, like he's actually acting as a role, and just somehow they never acknowledge that it's Kermit the Frog playing a character. Yeah,
I would love that.
Yeah. So the one that I kept alluding to was Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, I was trying to work her in.
My moment capitalizer. But yeah, it felt difficult to work her in a way that would have felt authentic.
She's
also a powerful screen.
Yeah, she steals the moment every time she's on screen.
Yeah.
So it would be weird to... Yeah, it doesn't feel like an ensemble player, to her credit.
Yeah. I wanted to get her in there, and I just couldn't quite find a way to make it make sense. All right. So we are at the end here. Whose Knives Out sequel do you guys most want to go see?
I mean, I'm going to stick with mine because I think the strategy I went with for mine is trying to make it as easy on the actors and actresses as possible. They just have to play characters they've already played before. And it will be fun. It will be great. I'm a little hard-pressed to see what the end result of Daniels could look like. Just because I think everybody's going to have to be different from what they usually do. Except for Keanu Reeves, who just has to get murdered as Keanu Reeves. So in that case, I'm going to go with John as my second, but it's still me first.
Wow. Outside of you, yeah. Of course, you always have to pick yourself. And
always.
Yeah. And as Daniel said, I mean, he maybe thinks his team is good because, it's always fun when they have to play opposite.
I think I smashed this draft. I'll say it right now. I think I absolutely crushed it. I got to be honest.
You don't have Steve Harrington, though.
No, I don't.
It's a big loss. Big loss.
Yeah. I got to be honest, it doesn't feel like that big of a loss.
Oh, it's huge, though. You just don't see it.
I'm going to make a pitch for mine as being the best team because, Preston, you said something. You're trying to make it as easy on the actors as possible. And I think with Aubrey Plaza, Jenna Ortega, Aubrey Plaza, Jenna Ortega, Meryl Streep, Tom Holland, Oscar Isaac, and Brendan Fraser, the easiest way to make it easy on the actors is to have great actors. And I think my movie lineup stacked with great actors that will just elevate and bring the most out of each other. And I love it, too, because, like you said about Daniel, you can kind of tell where everyone fits in his story. Mine, everyone and everything is up in the air. And I think that's what Knives Out 3 is called, Up in the Air. And it's on a plane with Preston's choice.
Yeah. If only Jane Fonda, Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, if they could get a couple more years' experience in them, then I think they could finally get that acting bug they've been seeking.
I didn't say they were bad actors, but when you look at
awards,
acting
since film was invented, basically. So.
Awards plus minus, my team is
I don't know about that, actually. I bet you Joe Keery has a lot of Kids' Choice Awards. I bet you he's been slimed. He seems like the kind of guy that would have been slimed for sure.
Yeah, MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I really like my team a lot more than you guys do. I guess I got pretty much like all the people that I wanted, minus just a couple. But I feel like I got like 6 of my top 9 or 10. I'll pick John's as my second pick because Aubrey Plaza and Brendan Fraser of all the other people picked were the two that I most would have liked to have on my team, with Catherine O'Hara being the one from Preston's that I am most on board with. But I feel confident about my team, guys. I feel really confident. I'll be interested to see what the voters say.
Can I add in a wrinkle real quick? I'm going to have Phoebe Waller-Bridge write the movie alongside Ryan Johnson. And if you've seen Fleabag, you will know that will work. So I'm excited about that.
Gotcha.
That's a good choice.
Well, as always, it will come down to the listener vote. And we're going to do a new thing this year because Twitter sucks more and more each day. So we're going to make a poll that you can vote on from any medium. So we'll post it in the Discord. And we'll still post it on Twitter, of course.
I didn't know we were doing this. I'm glad. We're not going to bite the hand that feeds. Or it's more like bite the hand that backhands us across the face. We're not going to do that anymore.
We're not going to do it anymore. So yeah, we're going to take a page from the friggin' nerds who do like a Google sheet, and that's how we'll get people to vote from here on out. Because I know a lot of people have deleted their Twitter accounts, and I support you in that. Won't make you create a Twitter account to voice your opinion on who has the best Knives Out cast. Agreed. And John, thank you so much for joining us as always. Where can the people listen to you if for some reason they enjoyed your appearance on this show?
My pleasure, Daniel, Preston. It's always a good time. Glad I could bring some chaos to your draft. If you enjoy chaos, you enjoy some laughs, like you got plenty on this episode, you can listen to Everyone's a Real Critic wherever you get your podcasts. It's where we break down movies that have a 20% difference between the audience and the critic score, pretty much to just showcase that critics, really, who is a critic? The three of us are great critics right here. Everyone's a real critic.
Everybody, absolutely. As they say. As Everyone's a Real Critic always says, everybody is a real critic.
Everyone's a real critic. And you can follow us wherever you get your socials. We're pretty much only on Twitter because we love Elon Musk. No, I'm just kidding. You can follow us on all social platforms at EARC Pod. Or you can email us, everyone'sarealcritic@gmail.com. Up to you.
Yeah, go check out John and Jose. They do fun stuff over there. It's always movie stuff, but we do plenty of movie stuff, and they do it in a very fun way. So please go check them out. Remember to check us out on all the social media stuff. Buy our drafted merch. Support us on Patreon if you are able and willing. Join the conversation in the Discord. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And let's go. We're full go for season 4 now. We will talk to you guys next week.
What are we going to do when you can't form sentences anymore, Dan?
If you are a can. What if I'm a bottle?
If you are a can. If you are a can to the vote in the blood.
It wasn't even if you are a can. It was if you are can.
If you are can.
If you are can, please support us on Patreon.
Then you are due. And if you are due, then you are